And so we can see for basically almost 2 hours or an hour and a half, the market's ranged, right? So this range was pretty painful for me to trade, and I couldn't quite grasp the actual direction of it, right? So what was going on here, very interestingly, is we had this, right? We saw the market heading lower in this particular direction, right? And then from here, we had a wick below and then a wick higher. So when the market is in this particular choppy direction, right, you want to understand who is in control between the buyers and sellers, right? This is really important to understand. You want to know who's in control between the buyers and the sellers. And so with that being said now, what you really want to understand is the delta. So what do we mean by the delta? So the delta refers to basically the order flow and the footprint charts, right? So the order flow and the footprint charts is what so many traders are missing, right? So this is exactly what we're going to be going over. So if we go to the Discord, right? The Discord basically tells us a couple of things, right? So let's just understand what was going on here. So the second trade I took was just under $400. We're up 247 at this time. And what I want traders to understand now is when we come into this order block or this fair value gap, right? So I just want, let's kind of bring this over to the left. I want traders to understand the significant amount of red delta sitting over here. So we had a lot of red delta in this region. What does this red delta represent? So this red delta represents the bid is a lot greater than the ask. And so when the bid is greater than the ask, this means that there's more aggressive sellers inside of this order block. And so this order block is exactly the same as this order block you see over here, right? So this order block, right, was exactly what we saw on the ATAS platform. So from here, I want to ask you a question. If you see a significant amount of aggressive sellers, right? We see a lot of aggressive sellers down here. We see a lot of aggressive sellers down here, right? So if the market gives us a lot of aggressive sellers, but the market couldn't break below this fair value gap, then what does that tell you about this fair value gap, right? So notice how we've wicked below, and this wick was responsible for huge amounts of aggressive sellers. In fact, we saw a huge amount of aggressive sellers in this wick. So this is where the order flow becomes very powerful, right? Because so what we have here is a fair value gap. We're looking